Did you know that the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, was born in a two-room house in Tupelo, Mississippi, in the midst of the Great Depression? It was January 8, 1935, when Elvis Aaron Presley came into the world, the second of identical twin brothers. His brother, Jesse Garon, was stillborn, leaving Elvis to grow up as an only child. His family was poor, living on the rough edges of life, but they were rich in love and faith. His parents, Gladys and Vernon, instilled in him a deep-rooted connection to their Christian faith. The melodies and rhythms of gospel music at the Assembly of God Church where they worshiped touched Elvis's soul. It sparked a flame in him, a passion for music that would shape his destiny. He would sit for hours, enthralled by the spiritual hymns, his small hands clapping to the beat, his heart beating with the rhythm of a future king. From these humble beginnings, a star was about to rise. In the mid-1950s, a young man from Mississippi changed the music world forever with his unique blend of rhythm and blues, country, and gospel. Meet Elvis Presley, breaking into the scene with an unprecedented style that was all his own. With hits like Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog, he caught the attention of the world, rapidly climbing the charts and capturing hearts. But Elvis was much more than a crooner with a guitar. He was the embodiment of a cultural revolution. His music, a fusion of rockabilly with mainstream appeal, resonated with the youth, becoming a symbol of their rebellion, their dreams, and their changing world. He was the soundtrack to a generation eager to break free from the shackles of convention. His electrifying performances and undeniable charisma sent tremors through the music industry, forever altering its landscape. His influence reached far beyond the realm of music, impacting fashion, attitude, and youth culture. Elvis was not just a singer. He was a phenomenon that shook the world. Elvis Presley, the undisputed king of rock and roll, didn't just play music, he transformed it. His impact on the music industry was nothing short of revolutionary. He was a pioneer, a trailblazer who pushed boundaries and broke barriers, taking rock and roll from the margins to the mainstream. By blending different music styles, from blues to gospel to country, he created a sound that was uniquely his own, a sound that would come to define an era. But his influence didn't stop at music. He was an icon, a trendsetter who changed the way we think about fashion, attitude, and youth culture. His performances were electrifying, his style was daring, and his attitude was unapologetically rebellious. He was the embodiment of the spirit of rock and roll, a spirit of freedom, rebellion, and individuality. Elvis Presley redefined what it meant to be a star. His impact was immeasurable, his legacy eternal. More than 4 decades after his death, Elvis Presley's legacy continues to resonate with millions around the world. His dynamic fusion of gospel, country, and rhythm and blues paved the way for future generations of musicians, etching a permanent mark on the landscape of music. His charismatic performances, unique vocal style, and bold fashion choices not only defined an era, but also transcended boundaries, cementing his status as a cultural icon beyond the realm of music. Elvis's influence stretches far and wide, permeating every corner of popular culture. From the hip-shaking dance moves replicated by countless performers to the rockabilly sound that echoes in today's music, his presence is still strongly felt. His life, though filled with both triumph and tragedy, serves as an enduring testament to the power of individuality and the lasting impact of genuine talent. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, lives on in the hearts of his fans and the rhythm of our times.